Hello there, friends. I'm up in my attic, and you might say, well, what the hell are you doing up there? And I would tell you, well, I'm starting a huge project up here, which is attempting to make my home more energy efficient. This house has been extremely inefficient for a long time, much more so than I ever imagined when I bought the place. In the heat of the summer months, it's not uncommon for me to get a power bill that is like around $1,000. And if that sounds crazy to you, well, you and I would get along just fine, because it sounds extremely crazy to me too. And that's not me running the air conditioning 24/7 at like 68 degrees or something. That's like just to keep my house manageable. And this house is just an energy suck. And so there's a lot of efficiencies that can be improved on. I'm doing it now because it's not too hot. It's not unbearably hot because it's not the heat of the summer, but it's still very warm up here. We've had some rodent problems up here, some rats. And so I'm kind of tackling remodel of my attic, if you will, to make it more energy efficient and rodent proof and all that kind of stuff. The attic insulation that was in here was really, really bad. It was very sporadic. Some spots didn't have any, some spots had a little bit more, but it was like, you know, rat infested, rodent infested, really gross. So I actually paid a company to come out here and suck out all the insulation. And now my job is to go through and improve the efficiency of the whole place. And that involves sealing up air loss points between the living space and the attic, improving the ventilation of the attic, and also rodent proofing. Obviously, I know that I'm not going to be able to make this place perfect, but I'm trying to stop the bleeding a little bit because as is, the house just is too unbearable. It's going to be a big project. I'm going to be working on it several days. So the first thing that I'm going to start with is I'm going to install a gable vent. And what a gable vent does is it allows the attic to cool down, basically to vent some of the heat of the attic out the gable, which is this peaked area right here. As you can see, all the insulation has been sucked out of here. And so what will happen is once I get all the work done that I'm doing up here, I'll have new attic insulation pumped back in. It's going to cover all of this. It's going to be like R38. And so it should be much more efficient and a lot cleaner, because what was here was really gross. Keeping the attic cooler helps in the summer months so that the heat from the attic doesn't radiate down into the living space. And it should keep the house much cooler in the summer. But the first thing I have to do is install this gable vent. So as you can see, they kind of hodgepodged some stuff and bypassed a junction box. This is all live. Well, one of these is live, that one. So that's powering these other two, but I don't know what those go to. I think this one is a run of outlets. This one, I'm not sure runs that way. So trying to figure this out, then clean this up and make it so it's not a fire hazard slash something that hopefully no rodents will be up here after I'm done doing what I'm doing, but keep it so they can't chew on any loose wires or start a fire. I punched a hole through the ceiling. I ended up tearing down a bunch of the ceiling in my office to access this junction box, and because I was sick of the lighting in there, and I knew all this was going to have to be torn out anyway because I'm going to drywall it and add some lighting changes in here before I get the new insulation blown in. So I started there. So what I've got going on here is I cleaned up this junction box. I showed it to you earlier with the wires sticking out of it. I kind of put it back the way it's supposed to be. And there was this one. This piece of cable was also ran over there, kind of hodgepodged in like that. Well, I've got that, and I've got to run power for the new fan over there. So I've decided I'm gonna run, to kind of clean up this box, there's already too much going on here. I'm just gonna run a new junction box, which I'm installing here, if you can see that. So this will go in here. The new power for the fan over there will go in there. It's just to keep it from being so crowded in there. It was too crowded, too much going on. I don't want to deal with that box. So I'm adding another box, and this one I can access from up here. this is the area above the office. I reframed all this, and I added this pull down ladder access point, moved the access point from where the attic used to be, or where you used to access the attic, which is right beneath where I'm sitting right now. You used to just lift up a panel and slide it out of the way. Now I've got a pull down ladder, so it makes it a little bit easier getting up and in and out of here. Tried my best to clean up electrically what's going on here. Definitely better than it was. I got the gable vent fan installed down the end there to help cool it down up here. It's, I don't know, 8:30 at night right now, and not too bad right now. So now's about the best time to work, but I gotta be quiet because the baby's sleeping. It's one of hundreds of things that I found crawling around up here. This is the range hood pipe going up. It wasn't connected, so I gotta fix this. It wasn't quite this bad, but wasn't connected at all. And as I look down in there, it's like full of debris, maybe like a rat nest or something. I'm gonna have to pull that pipe down, clean that out, and then reconnect it. So I'll get that fixed up real quick. It's nice tight working conditions in here. You see how much room I have as I'm laying down? So it's not too easy to move around up here. Not too fun either. I've been finding all sorts of spots to fill voids with spray foam. Look at this mess. The retrofitting up here is insane. The ductwork sucks. Electrical sucks. It's a mess. It's a real mess. So I've spent, I don't know how many hours up here over the last weeks, but I mean, I'm making progress. I'm almost done. It's just killing me, just the moving around. It's so small, everything's cramped. There's so many pieces of wood going this way and that way, and it's just insane to try and move around, so it's hard, but I'm getting there. I've done a lot of work, and so now I'm on the far end of the house just trying to get this end kind of dialed in. It's never going to be perfect, but I'm going to get it as close to perfect as I can. I've still got to run the electrical for the lighting in the kitchen, the new lighting in the kitchen that I'm going to be replacing the old stuff, so I've got to get that done. And then I've done a bunch of rodent proofing. There's a wire mesh, you see the wire there? I did all around that chimney, done a bunch of other places as well. It's a lot of work, but I'm approaching the finish line. So today is finally the day that I've been waiting for a long time. The attic insulation is being pumped back in. It's the end of a ton of work that I've done over the last, I don't know, however many weeks. When we talk about attic insulation and energy efficiency as a whole, this is just one step, one phase of this project. It's going to be ongoing for a long time. It's not going to be the single solution to make this house more affordable. There's also usage, bringing down the usage, making the heating and cooling systems more efficient, and the lighting, converting it to LED, all that type of stuff. So if you're interested in more home energy efficiency types of projects, I can link you to some of the other videos that I've done, including installing the Sense device, which tells you how much power you're using and which devices in your home are the biggest draws, and also installing some smart switches and things like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for riding along as I've tackled this project. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did like it, please hit that like button down below and leave a comment. I'll also leave links to the other videos that I mentioned in case you're interested in looking into those. You can find those in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.